Well, that was an intro, huh?
Awesome.
Well, I was sitting here just like doing my little jingle. We've got a pretty good delay though on Crowdcast, so we're going to keep that in mind as we stream. We are streaming on YouTube. That has a shorter delay, about 10 seconds or so. So we're going to just keep that in mind as we go. It might cause a little bit of an issue with the IT hour hot seat that we do on our show, but we're going to make do with the best that we can. But also, if everyone wants to, in the future, I'm going to leave it up to all the viewers here in Crowdcast and around the world that if you prefer to just use YouTube, we can also stream just to YouTube and we can put it in subscriber only chat. That's another option for us as well. Less delay and a lot more engaging that way. So without further ado, again, my name is Ben Garrison. I'm the community technical champion here at JumpCloud. And I'm joined by an awesome panel of people. I can't point right. It's backwards, it's upside down, it's mirrored. But I do want to welcome everybody that we have in Crowdcast right now. We've got John, hello, Luke, Rob already with a comment that says he likes Crowdcast, but I think they need stronger server squirrels. 100% agree. They have a new version 2 coming out, which is pretty cool, which actually might replace what we're doing now. So we'll see what happens. KO, Brett, Jacob, Pebbles, Rajiv, Lou, Courtenay, John, Jonathan. Welcome everybody from the Crowdcast family and community over there. Again, we're also on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, welcome, and you can chat. And if you chat on YouTube, we can do cool things like this. Get your comment posted live on stream, and it's just going to be really cool that way. But hey, enough of chatting with me. Luke saying happy morning. John, hi Ben, hi John. Two twos. Okay, Rob. All righty. We're gonna kick things off. We have two really smart people joining us today on the Crowdcast. Becky's always here. Over here. And they're going to talk to us a little bit about JumpCloud University. And I think you guys are going to really enjoy it. So without taking up too much more time here, we're going to kick things over to Ella and Cheyenne. Feel free to introduce yourselves and talk about the JumpCloud University.
Thanks, Ben. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the session today. My name is Ella Rigolo. I am the Senior Manager of Customer Education here at JumpCloud. I'm really excited to be here. I come with a background, an educational background, and really excited to show you a little bit about JumpCloud University, what's changed, talk to you a little bit about what's coming, and really just hear from you all today. So I'll let Cheyenne introduce herself, my colleague, but thank you guys for being here and looking forward to showcasing what my team is doing.
Hi, everyone. My name is Cheyenne Brooks, and I am a release training specialist here at JumpCloud. I just started about 6 weeks ago, so I'm still fairly new. And I've been working on educational content, some user guides, and we're really excited to get some material out there and really break things down so it's a little bit more digestible. And I will be on community for our team, so look for me on there, and I'll be telling you new releases that we come out with and material that we come out with. So I'm excited to be here.
All right, Ben, does that give me my cue to kind of just start sharing my screen then? Or
yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
So I want to, before I start sharing my screen, I'd love to hear from a couple of the people in the audience, and feel free to put this in chat or the comments. How many of you have actually interacted with JCU? And you can just like put your hand up or wave or do a little, yes, I have. Anybody interacted with JCU?
Now, just a reminder, we're on a bit of a delay, so we may have to wait a second before we see any answers in the chat, because on Crowdcast side. I've got it open in another window, and Cheyenne's still talking on that side. So we'll give it just a second before they catch up with us.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, we'll let that be a pending question. Anybody who has interacted with the JumpCloud University, I'll watch the chat, and then if something pops up, then we'll kind of just bounce back and forth to stay fluid with it while the delay is happening.
Well, and that'd be great if you kind of just let me know. We can kind of interact together as I start sharing my screen with that delay.
Of course.
So hopefully lots of chats have been coming through saying, oh yes, I know what JCU is. I've taken a couple of courses, or I've gotten course certified. But maybe some of you haven't. Maybe some of you haven't engaged in JumpCloud University. And so that's what we want to spend a little bit of time here today. I want to highlight what it even is before we even go into where we're going and what we want to do with it. So
we've got some now. We've got some have a bit. We've got some waves, we've got some course certified even.
Awesome. Great. Well, good. We have some exciting news for you as well. So I should be sharing my screen now, and you should now see the new JumpCloud University. So what's really great about the new JCU, about a month ago, a little over a month ago, we launched a new platform. Before, when you would go to JumpCloud University, you just would click on a course and kind of go through, and then you would the next day come back and you couldn't remember, it didn't track. It didn't track if you completed that. It didn't track if you had completed where you were in the course or your progress. And so you kind of had to go back and make sure that you had to do that. Well, that is no longer the case. We now have an enrollment feature in JumpCloud University. And you can see up here in the top that I am actually enrolled. And it says that I'm welcomed. You can see my name here, Ella Rigolo. So once you enroll, you do put your email in and you'll enroll into JumpCloud University. Then you'll be able to track your course completions, track your progress, take new courses, complete different things in there, and be able to see and have that history of there. So really great user tracking experience to help you guys remember where you are and what you've already done, and then what you might want to learn more about. If you have used JCU in the past but haven't logged into JumpCloud University, the very first time you do that, and I'm going to go ahead and put this in chat, you actually will get prompted to log in and create an account. So if you haven't done so already, we'd love for you to join JumpCloud University and check it out. If you have questions about how to do that, or want to watch a video, or how do you create an account, there's a really great guide here to help you to do that. And one of the other things that we heard and that our team heard is that you didn't really know where to start. JumpCloud University in the past kind of had just some list of courses and things. Well, guess what? We now have created specific learning paths for you. So if you're brand new to JumpCloud, we have 8 different courses in the learning path that's just all getting started with JumpCloud. We have different things about managing your resources. If you're an IT admin, which I'm sure most of you are, we now have all those courses kind of in a nice progression for you, for 10 courses for implementation for admins. Another great kind of ask is that admins want more information about end users. We now have 2 courses, What is JumpCloud and JumpCloud for End Users, that can really help you as an IT admin be able to understand what JumpCloud is, and to be able to help communicate that to your end users and how to use it. Once you've been implementing, you might have issues. You might have issues that come up. We might have issues with logging into things, or devices, or device management. So we are creating and continuing to create and expand our troubleshooting course. We just launched a troubleshooting policies course last month. Would love for you guys to enroll and take that. But there are 4 courses now in this learning path, troubleshooting for JumpCloud. And those of you that are course certified, we have a guide that kind of says, take all these 12 courses. Well, which 12 courses do you do, and which should you do first? Well, now we have that learning path here for you. So as you prepare to sit for the exam, or you wanted any information, we have 12 courses here that can help you do that and help you get course certified. And I really want to highlight that course certification currently is free. So no, we are not charging for our course certification, and we are not charging for the e-learning that is associated with the course certification. So those of you that have not taken it, definitely take some time now to plug in, to take that course certification if you can, and if you haven't done so. And I also want to just do a plug, because One of the things that is coming is that we are expanding our advanced curriculum right now, and that we will be launching the advanced certification at a later date sometime this year. So really excited about that. Happy to tell you all that is in the works. Thanks, Ben, for your excitement. But really wanted to highlight that we are really spending a lot of time on our resources advancing that curriculum there for you all. So I'm going to pause because I just highlighted what JCU is. I highlighted some of the new features with the specific learning paths and the core certification. But any questions or comments coming through the chat that I should address with the group?
One actually just popped in, which so fantastic timing. Nathan from Crowdcast, he asks, will my previous core certification get reflected in my account? I just signed up and it doesn't show up there right now.
Well, that is a great question. So actually the core certification assessment, so the learning for the core certification, the e-learning, is in our LMS in JumpCloud University. The actual assessment is housed in a separate entity called Brillium, and that is where we house that. We are working on an integration with Brillium so that then, yes, your core certification will pop up there, but we have that information. If you need us to resend you any of your badge or anything like that, we will do that. But that is part of one of the next versions of this, is that we will have that full assessment integrated in there as well. But don't worry, anybody that's past course certified, we do have your documentation and we have that you have that.
I mean, Nathan, you could always just do it again too. And there's that.
Refresh your memory, try to get a higher score.
A good refresher. Exactly. I did it twice. I did it on the new one as well as the old one. And it was good. I liked it. I liked the experience overall. So
great. Thanks, Ben.
yeah. Brett says that core certification sounds cool. Maybe Cheyenne or Ella, maybe you can go ahead and talk a little bit about the core certification and why admins really would want this core certification and the cool little badge that comes along with that. What does that do for them?
Yeah. So the core certification is really about those main foundational understanding of using JumpCloud, managing JumpCloud, its users, devices, initial kind of troubleshooting, things like that. So the core certification really helps you expand your knowledge, helps you as an admin say that you have the knowledge to be able to implement JumpCloud and manage your users effectively. And so having that kind of badge there can really help you articulate that, showcase that in your field, in your network, in your community. Next, another thing we are going to be doing is helping you create a badge in the community. Cheyenne is going to be working on that coming up. And we'll be posting that. And you can even highlight that you're course certified and help others, teach others in the community as well, engaging through that course certification and kind of showcase that your little badge of honor there.
Yeah, Ella just spilled the beans a little bit. That was something that I think Becky wanted to talk about, but it's fine. It's cool. It's fine. The core certification badge on the community will be really cool. So that way, when you respond to questions that are on our Coros board, it'll show that, this person is core certified, kind of show also your rank and who you are. So that way, or whoever's asking the question just knows that this person that's answering this question is from a good source and that they know what they're talking about, which is a huge advantage than what we have right now from Slack, where anybody can just answer a question, but you're not always 100% sure if that person knows what they're talking about, or if it's just like, hey, go try this. And then you go try it and it doesn't work. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. And I also think too, just highlighting or piggybacking a little bit on why core, once the advanced certification is out, you'll need to have the core prior. So it's really important to get the core certification to have that. So if you're expanding your capacity or your role as IT and you're doing a lot more troubleshooting and advanced kind of support and things like that, you're going to need to have that core certification to be able to then take the advanced curriculum and advanced certification, because we really want it to be a progression of your knowledge and a progression of skills for using JumpCloud. So while it's still free, take the time, get ready, get revamped. So when we get that advanced out, you're ready to go to sit for that as well.
Awesome. That is great. Well, Ella, Cheyenne, I really appreciate you coming on and talking about JumpCloud University. I'm super excited. I can't wait for it to be more involved with the community and for us to have that connection between the community and the JumpCloud University, because I think that that is going to be a huge win for our admins and a huge career progression for learning in general. I'm pretty passionate about that. So thank you so much. Was there anything else that you'd like to add before?
Just want to highlight that we are not just courses too. So we've linked all of our tutorial videos here on JumpCloud University. They are now searchable. So in the past, JumpCloud, you could not search. You had no idea if you were just having to scroll to find what you were looking for. But if you're specifically looking for, something around patch management, you can now specifically search there and find that exact video. So a really great user feature that we have with our tutorials now with our update. And we've got a lot of great things coming. We are expanding our curriculum. We're looking at different modalities to support your education through guides and different other ways to support you. So thank you so much for engaging in JCU. Please don't ever hesitate to reach out, provide us some feedback, engage with Cheyenne in the community, and let us know what you'd like to see there.
Awesome. Well, thanks again so much. That's great. And I think for an IT admin perspective, this is going to help bring your new IT admins that come to your organization up to speed with the JumpCloud product, give them right out of the gate that, career and employment development or employee development, career development right from the beginning. They can get a badge, put it on their LinkedIn. They can have the certifications. So I think it's a huge win for current JumpCloud organizations, or if you're thinking about getting JumpCloud as an organization, just know that you're going to be supported through education. So,
and actually, we have someone who just hired a junior sysadmin, and one of the first things they did was have them go through the core certification, and that really helped them ramp up quite a bit. So, yeah, it's working.
Cool. Well, thanks, Ella. Thanks, Cheyenne. You can feel free to stick around or you head out. Either way, have a wonderful day.
Okay, thank you both. I'll be popping off for another call, but thank you guys both so much. Appreciate it.
All right. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye. All right. So, let's see which one is better. This one. Oh, it's so big.
Big face.
Big face. We like this one.
That one? This one?
I don't know. I like this one. The other one's cool too. The other one I could put the logo on. I can put the logo on this one. Yeah, that's that one. Ooh, fancy.
And the let's see, because when we do the comments again, when we put Jerry's hello, I think that shows up.
Yeah. All right. So moving on. Join the JumpCloud community at that link there that was just posted there. So join there. Moving on. Oh, enhance. When the screen got bigger, everyone said, and Nathan says enhance. Yeah, I love saying that. It's funny. Okay, moving on to the community updates, community spotlight, and the meetup update with Becky.
All righty. So there's a lot going on. I'm actually going to switch it up, and I'm going to start with the spotlight because I want to save a couple of things for some fun announcements. So, community spotlight. Gare asked for some help with a PowerShell script for adding user groups, and Ryan Bailey jumped in with some help on that. So, thank you, Ryan, for doing that. And Edon shared a best practice on how to jumpstart a JumpCloud tenant based on organizational units. And this is really great before you deploy your first user or system. It's actually a good reference for MSPs. And he went through the whole process of doing this. It was it was long, but a lot of really good information. So you should check that out. And Ben, I think, is nerd baiting, trying to start a war on the community by asking what Macs can do that Windows can't, and lowercasing the Mac, just to add a little bit of, poke. You didn't do that on purpose. No. What? Ben? No. So go check that out and, tell them what Macs can do over Windows.
Nothing.
Ben.
Nothing. They can't. There's nothing they can do that Windows can't do.
Youch. You're really asking for it.
Except planned obsolescence.
What are you doing? Are you you're really trying to stir people up here. Oh, Tom's gonna be all over you again.
Yeah, possibly. It's fine.
Yeah, yeah. Next week when he's here, he's gonna be hitting you with a hammer. And again, I'll come back to community announcements. Meetups. We have a few scheduled for next month, and we're getting ready to schedule some more because we're going to do Chicago and Raleigh in person. So we're working on dates and venues for those. But New York is June 21st at 1 p.m. Eastern. We're doing all of the California groups at the same time on June 22nd at 1 p.m. Pacific. And we're doing the Texas groups all at once on June 23rd at 3 p.m. Central. We're going to try to consolidate some of those since that would be fun to get them all together since they're all virtual and see how those go. And then we will have some more scheduled soon. And I will link those in the show notes so you can go pop over and join those. Now, back to community updates. We have extended the Jumpies entries by a few days so that people can get their entries in because we still have some nominations still coming in. In fact, we've had a flurry in the last few days. So we want to give people a chance to get the rest of those in. You still have time to get your use case submitted and chance to win a prize, like an award, but the even better prize, like the best part of it is you could come see us in person at our all company meeting. I mean, what more could you ask for but to come see us? Isn't that right, Ben?
100%.
100%. I mean,
I'll be there. So.
Yeah. Well, wait. We don't want them to change their minds and not come. Maybe we should just leave that part out and say, you can win an award.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Right.
That's it. Yeah. Okay. Now here's the fun part. This is what I've been waiting to talk about because Ben has been working on a community script repository and it is live on the community.
Boom.
If you didn't notice yesterday, up in the top, there's a little repo. There's a little repo link in the top navigation. And there have been a lot of scripts coming in and several requests for a place to put them. So we set it up. And it's not limited to just JumpCloud scripts. So please don't think that you have to do just JumpCloud stuff. Any scripts that you've written or links to those you use regularly and can't live without, please, that's where they can go. And we've been moving stuff over there. We'll be adding a knowledge base for tutorials and guides as well, so that you have a place to put longer form guides and things like that. So go to it. You've already submitted some really great guides, I think, or scripts. I think if we count Full Gubby is probably the current winner on number of scripts.
Yeah,
we have to create some badges for that, for like the number of scripts submitted, because
script master.
Yeah.
I'm super excited for the repo. This is something that has been asked for quite some time. This was something that I was looking forward to when we dropped the community a while back, and it's something that I've been really kind of advocating for, and we got it, and so that's awesome. Essentially, the script repo is a place for you. It's just another regular message board for right now, but it does allow you to post, conversations to that script repo. Use the tags and the labels. You can, we have a couple pre-made. You can also use your own. So for whatever reason, the ones that we made don't actually work, you can use your own labels as well. So that way, it's going to help us filter, help us organize, and move forward. And then future iterations of this, like Becky said, was, we want to create a community-led and driven knowledge base. So I know Ryan and Rob and Full Gubby and Edon and all the people that love to participate and be influencers on our boards. they like to, post tutorials on how to do certain things. And Luke as well. Our knowledge base would be a fantastic place to post things about how you did an integration with something that's not on our traditional support knowledge base or support site. But it's more of those custom integrations and those custom configurations that, we don't always document because we really can't, right? We don't know what you're going to do. And these would be great to have on the community-driven knowledge base as well. So stay tuned for that. That should be coming up pretty soon. But that's the exciting part of having a community, is that we can do these amazing things. So cool. Was that your updates for the community?
That was it. And when I was busy reading those, I don't know if you put up the meetup link, but I will drop that again, or for the first time if you didn't earlier. So yeah, that's it for the time being. I think you have some product stuff to share, right?
So Mark from the Crowdcast chat says that Macs generate far less support tickets. I don't know about that. I mean, they do, but I think the support tickets on Mac are more like, it doesn't do this thing. And you're right, it doesn't do that thing because it doesn't do that. John wants to tell me why Mac is better to my face at the all hands meeting. I mean,
John, did you put in your nomination for a Jumpy? Go do that. You still have time.
James says that Macs do have a much better resale value. I will give you that, but that doesn't necessarily do anything better for me right now. Plus, I kind of hold on to, I kind of have a Mac that I've been holding on to for a long time. Full disclaimer, I like Mac. I used to actually work for Apple. I actually like Mac. I like their products, but sometimes it's just nice to poke the hornet's nest and see what comes out. Brett saying that scripts will be helpful to this noob. We're all noobs, Brett. I think scripts are helpful to everybody. So cool. Moving on to our product updates. I only have a couple this week. I know we took last week off. A lot of the things that we're working on are big projects, big epics, if you might. But from that, no, Abby, I do not work on a Mac. I actually work on a Windows PC. So
he traded.
I did.
Traded. Sorry.
I did. I have what is this? A Dell something or another. So, anyhow, a few new SCIM connectors. We have a SCIM is a standard for cross-domain identity management. It allows you to provision and deprovision users in your SaaS-based applications from the JumpCloud admin portal. A little bit different than just SSO, SAML injection, or SAML ingestion with just-in-time provisioning. Will provision a user when that user first logs in. But there's no way to deprovision that user, right? So they won't have access if you turn them off in JumpCloud, but they'll still be living in the application, whereas SCIM allows you to manage the identity within that application. So the three new connectors are KnowBe4, Figma, and Thrive Learning. So those are the three new applications that we just created a SCIM connector. And I know I'm catching some hate in the chat right now. I was on Linux a lot longer because Rob asks, didn't you go full Linux, Ben? I did. I went full Linux for 30 days, but I ran into some issues with the way that I do things. Primarily, video gaming and video recording was a big issue because the hardware that I had doesn't support Linux. So I had to go purchase a new capture card, and I didn't want to do that. So yeah, I went back to Windows, and I'm not going back to anything ever again because Windows does everything that you need.
No, it doesn't. I
figured I had to carve out my niche here at JumpCloud. We have Linux lovers, we have Mac lovers, and everybody hates Windows. So I might as well be the window lover. So that's me. I'm the Windows advocate here at JumpCloud.
No, you're the community advocate here at JumpCloud.
You're right. I represent the community of Windows users here at JumpCloud.
That's it. You're fired. You're fired.
That's all it took? Okay. 30 days was on vacation for 7 of them. Yeah. So update on my vacation in case anybody cares. If you're just now watching, I did take a week-long vacation. It was great to relax. However, both of my girls was sick with the flu for the first like week of that or half a week of that. And then like Thursday, Friday ish, I started to really get hit with the same thing. So they gave it to me. And so yeah, we didn't do anything. We had all these plans to go to like Busch Gardens and the roller rink and all these different places and have a lot of fun. And we didn't get a chance to do any of it. So big rip, but it's okay. We'll be fine. All right, moving on to the IT hot seat. Everybody ready? Are you ready? Yeah, here we go. All right. First thing that I came up on the news was that Apple digs into its massive pile of cash to fund the new pay later service. First of all, before we get going too far, if you're new to the IT hot seat, basically what this is I'm going to go ahead and read some articles off that were in the IT news and the tech news. And everyone's going to comment on those news articles in chat, and we are going to have a little competition. And if you have the funniest comment from the IT hot seat, you are going to win a gift card. So I think it's like a $25 DoorDash gift card. So, helps you pay for, one thing because of the cost of things now are so expensive, whatever. So here we go. Apple digs into its massive pile of cash to fund new pay later service. Apple is making its biggest move into finance by offering loans directly to consumers for its new buy now, pay later product, taking on a role played on in its other lending services by banking partners such as Goldman Sachs, as reported on Ars Technica.
Apple Pay Later will be accepted by the millions of U.S. retailers that already take the iPhone's mobile and online payment service, giving it a broad reach and enviable customer base who can already afford to splash out on the company's latest smartphone. Ooh.
Brandon in chat, now the world can be taken over by the Apple Bank.
Great. Now Apple can charge much more than $400 for a set of casters because you can split the payments. Woo, says Rob.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, I use every once in a while when I go to PetSmart, I'll use Afterpay, right, for my dog's food because I get them the expensive stuff. So it's like $100 a bag. Yeah, expensive. So I use Afterpay to kind of help that out a little bit. But so they Sachs? No, I think they're actually using Goldman Sachs, I believe. But I don't know if they're actually going to be used. I don't know if that's the banking institution behind it or not.
Oh, taking on a role played in its other lending services by Goldman Sachs. Oh, well, I don't know. It's kind of unclear, huh?
Yeah, it is kind of
maybe
unclear.
They're displacing the banks.
Well, I think they still have their Apple credit card, right? Which I believe is the banking institute behind it is Goldman Sachs. But I don't know if this new buy now, pay later is going to also be backed by Goldman Sachs or not. So good thing to follow up on, I guess. We can find out the chat on the community when I post about the IT hour.
If we really even care.
Yeah.
Do we care?
No, we care. All right. Next up, Microsoft accidentally turned off hardware requirements for Windows 11. Microsoft, again, accidentally turned off its own controversial Windows hardware compatibility check, thus offering Windows 11 to computers on the list, as reported by The Register.
Oh, not on the list. Windows 11 does not install on computers that lack a recent TPM-equipped CPU, although there are exceptions, notably for some of Microsoft's own hardware, which failed to make the cut in the original list. It's possible to circumvent this limitation, although there is no guarantee that a future version of Windows 11 won't slam the door permanently.
Yeah. So did Microsoft soften their stance? Unfortunately, sadly, no. The Windows Insider team were swift to respond that that it was business as usual, meaning that in the Windows world, something went wrong and needed to be fixed. So yeah. Mhm. Jonathan, just add the pay later subscription to your iCloud account. Yeah, I think it's going to be back to that real quick. I think, Jonathan, it's going to be in your Apple wallet, and you would just pay like you normally would through the Apple Cash card in your wallet. And it would just be like, it ask you, do you want to pay later with it? And you say yes. That's how it would work, I believe.
Well,
So,
I mean, they already have that with the Apple Card in a way, because
right.
when you buy like a computer from Apple, you can choose to just pay over time with no interest, by the way.
Mhm.
So, I mean, that's kind of the
Kind of.
same concept as far as, you don't pay right away, you pay it over time. So, I mean, maybe that's just an expansion of that.
Yeah, Rob says that Apple is chasing Chase Bank. I'll show myself out. Rumor mill talking about Microsoft adding another limitation to install. I did see that. Rob. I saw the news article about Microsoft requiring SSD. The article later went on to say, like, does it really matter since most laptops and most computers now are coming with SSDs? But to your point, that would be a different. I don't understand this concept of requiring hardware. Just make your software work better. But that's just me. If they're going to require hardware for their operating system. But all righty.
Kind of
Next.
sounds like Dell.
Yep. All righty. Next up, Apple will allow Linux. Wait, did I skip one? No, I didn't.
No.
Apple will allow Linux VMs to run Intel apps with Rosetta in Mac OS Ventura. One of the few things that Intel Macs can do that Apple Silicon Macs can't is run operating systems written for Intel or AMD processors inside of virtual machines. Most notably, this has meant that there is currently no legal way to run Windows on an Apple Silicon Mac, as reported by Ars Technica.
Like we'd want to anyway. Apple Silicon Macs can, however, run operating systems written for ARM processors inside of virtual machines, including other versions of Mac OS and ARM compatible versions of Linux. And those Linux VMs are getting a new feature in Mac OS Ventura. I wanted to say Ace Ventura. The ability to run apps written for x86 processors using Rosetta, the same binary translation technology that allows Apple Silicon Macs to run apps written for Intel Macs.
Yep. Ventura still doesn't enable the installation of x86 operating systems on Apple Silicon Macs, only running x86 apps within ARM operating systems. This also doesn't change the state of Windows VMs on Apple Silicon Macs, which are caught between Apple's limitations on x86 guest operating systems and Microsoft's refusal or allegedly inability to sell licenses for the ARM versions of Windows. If the ARM versions of Windows ever can be run on a Mac, they may not need Rosetta, since Microsoft has its own x86 to ARM translation software, and in some ways, it's more flexible than Rosetta.
Say what?
What? Again, what can Mac do that Windows can't? Hey, I can run Linux on my Windows machine just fine. And Mac. Not kind of. Kind of. All right, moving on. We'll let people catch up with the comments. They're kind of light today because I think the delay. Nathan says that because people are so good at managing their credit. This is true. This is true. I think, am I the only one? But I feel like managing your credit should be taught in schools. Am I the only one with that one? Like, I think you should learn how to manage credit in high school.
Did you ever have a consumer math class in your school?
Mm-mm.
For people who didn't have the college track math classes, they had a consumer math class that was more about, real world, how to manage checking accounts and things like that. But I don't think many schools do that.
Yeah. Nathan. There we go. Fix my formatting. Okay, cool. All righty. What's up? Apple just killed passwords for real this time. For realsies. Passwords are I'm on the anti password bus, right? So if it's actually true, then great. But according to Wired, for years we've been promised a more secure password-free future, but it seems like 2022 will actually be the year that millions of people start to move away from passwords. At Apple's Worldwide Developer Conference, WWDC, yesterday, the company, or when it earlier this week, the company announced it will launch passwordless logins across Macs, iPhones, iPads, and Apple TVs around September of this year. Instead of using passwords, you'll be able to log into websites and apps using passkeys with iOS 16 and macOS Ventura. It's the first major real-world shift to password elimination.
So how's this going to work? Passkeys replace your tired old passwords by creating new digital keys using Touch ID or Face ID. Apple's Vice President of Internet Technologies, Darren Adler, explained at WWDC, when you are creating an online account with a website, you can use a passkey instead of a password. To create a passkey, just use Touch ID or Face ID to authenticate, and you're done, Adler said.
Yes, sorry, I was responding to Crowdcast. They had asked for the implementation documentation for KnowBe4. So if you combine this with their new platform SSO, you start, which also was announced at WWDC, which I think is going to be fantastic. You start to get a very secure passwordless authentication workflow that is very, very appealing, especially to companies like JumpCloud and other IDPs. Imagine this world. Imagine this world for a second.
Imagine a world.
Imagine you log in to your Mac or Windows device, because it can do the same thing, with your fingerprint or your face recognition, right? With biometrics, you log in, that creates a key that is then used to authenticate to all of your SSO applications. So you log in, you launch Gmail, you're just logged in, or you launch Salesforce and you're just logged in. And you combine that with conditional access or zero trust, and now you don't have a single password and you're authenticating people with biometrics. I mean,
it would be much better than trying to rely on my memory, which sucks. My memory sucks when it comes to passwords.
I mean, you say that, and that is 100% accurate. I think the other day I literally sat down, and I hate the word literally, but this actually happened. I sat down to go type in my password to log in, and I had a complete memory gap. I was
That happens when you come back from vacation.
Yeah, I was just sitting there going, what was this password? And it took me a while. I thought maybe muscle memory, so I just started like typing, and it didn't happen. So it took me a while to get back in. Good thing I had on a sticky note. Moving on. Just
Single point of failure, Ben.
Yeah. Hold on a second. Hold on. Hey, Scarlett. Sorry, she's walking around in her.
So everyone that is involved in security just puckered up just a little bit when you said that about the sticky note.
It's under my keyboard. It's safe. Okay.
It's on my forehead.
No one's gonna look under the keyboard for my password. All right.
No, duh. They're look under your computer instead. Jeez.
Pro tip: really stump the hackers. Don't register your fingerprint. Use a toe instead. The cashiers look at you kind of weird though. Okay, Rob, I'll make that one. Rob, use your toe print instead of fingerprint.
And Mark, while you're typing that, Mark says, a great idea. Don't give users passwords, then they can't share them.
Don't give users passwords and they can't. Yes, 100%. Mark. Or write them on sticky notes. Yeah. The sticky note method has been working for me for several years. I don't understand why it is that is catches so much heat. I mean,
What's your problem?
I know.
Jeez.
The best password is QWERT shift QWERT 123.
You forgot the Y. I
Oh.
mean, that extra letter adds a bunch more security because it's that much longer.
You can just go like each row and then alternate between shift or not shift. Okay, moving on.
No, you just go like this, right? That's how you do it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
That's my login
it.
password. Yep.
Perfect.
Okay, moving on. Microsoft Endpoint Manager gets app and driver compatibility reports for Windows updates, according to Petrie. Microsoft has rolled out new Windows compatibility reports for Microsoft Endpoint Manager MEM in public preview. The new capabilities should enable IT admins to assess the application and driver compatibility of all devices prior to a feature update or Windows 10 to 11 upgrade.
As organizations plan to upgrade to Windows 11, we're committed to ensuring that applications and drivers remain compatible. While Windows has extended our application compatibility promise to Windows 11, we also understand that some organizations want proactive data around compatibility risks to be confident that the specific apps and drivers used in your organization will not be an issue, Microsoft noted.
And just go, you're wondering if you don't know what Windows Endpoint Manager is, or you're thinking about using Windows Endpoint Manager, Azure AD is required to use Endpoint Manager. So yeah, that's weird. All right, last but not least, and I'm kind of delaying a little bit so that way people can catch up in the chat.
You should. Rob has a comment there.
Yeah, we'll be seeing people leaving unlocked phones under their keyboards. Yep. I mean, my phone doesn't have a pass key on it. Just kidding, it does. I'm just baiting everybody right now.
Trolling today. And you accuse me of baiting people. You're never mind.
Windows greater than symbol, Mac and Linux. Okay. Sticky note passwords. That's the best password manager. In fact, if you have a notebook somewhere that you can just put all of your passwords in, username, password, that would be fantastic. And also don't put a password on your mobile phone because it's just your phone. You always have it on you anyway, right? Who's going to get a hold of that?
I don't put a password on my other computer, my home computer. It's just here at home all the time. No one touches it but me. My work computer, yes, but my home computer, nah.
Yeah.
No need.
Need. Should your desktop computer have a password at home? I mean, what if someone breaks in? Now they have access to all your banking card information. Anyway,
those
moving
have
on.
Passwords. My bank account have passwords, but the computer doesn't.
And John comes in. You slap a top secret sticker on that notebook, right? Of course. I make sure that
passwords top secret, do not enter.
Yeah, I make sure I put the disclaimer that says, do not secret, confidential use only. All that kind of stuff.
Oh no, I use one of those notebooks that says passwords on it. You can buy those. It actually says passwords, and that's where I store everything.
I use if you picture like a little kid's diary, I have a lock on it, so it's good. John's saying that he did have a desktop stolen from his house a couple years ago. So glad that he had File Vault on that thing. Yes.
I'm only kidding. I actually have Touch ID and everything on that computer. I do not.
You're such a nerd. Who does that? Okay, moving on. Last but not least, new Linux malware dubbed almost impossible to detect. I never understood that. How is it almost impossible? So according to IT security guru, a new form of Linux malware that is almost impossible to detect has been found in a joint research effort by BlackBerry Threat Research and Research Team and Intezer security researcher, I think it's Hakim Kennedy. It has been dubbed Symbiote.
Symbiote is different to typical Linux malware because it acts as a shared object SO library that is loaded on all running processes via LD preload, as opposed to simply attempting to compromise running processes.
The SO library parasitically compromises a target machine, and the malware provides attackers with rootkit functionality, according to the researchers.
Yikes. BlackBerry said, when an administrator starts any packet capture tool on the infected machine, BPF bytecode is injected into the kernel that defines which packets should be captured. In this process, Symbiote adds its bytecode first so it can filter out network traffic that it doesn't want the packet capturing software to see.
The Linux malware has stealth. The malware is preloaded before other shared objects, allowing it to hook specific functions to hide its presence. Files associated with Symbiote are concealed and its entire network continually erased.
Ow, this hurts. Symbiote is able to harvest credentials by hooking the libc read function. It allows remote access by hooking Linux pluggable authentication module PAM functions. Oh, Lord.
Yeah, that one's
rough.
That one seems a little mean, if you ask me. that one seems
that's vicious.
That one seems a bit harsh. But hey, whatever. So yeah, that concludes the IT hot seat. We're gonna go ahead and create the poll for funniest comment. And while I work on that, just a few things. Let's see. We're gonna do this. Copy that, paste that in. Great idea. That one, and then you slap a top secret sticker on it. That's perfect. All right.
That was pretty good.
All right. Poll is up. So we have funniest comment with a capital CO because I type really well. Because people are so good at managing your credit, courtesy of Nathan. Use your toe print instead of fingerprint for biometrics, thanks to Rob. A great idea. Don't give users passwords, then they can't share them. Mark, thank you for that. And then John with you slap a top secret sticker on that notebook, right? Can I vote for I can't vote. We're in shambles. I can't even vote.
I can.
This is just everyone vote for that one. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I mean, I guess I kind of do control it. I could just be like, oh yeah, he wins.
Honestly, John, I'm not even sure what you said. I should help Ben out and give him one. So I said, what, a Mac?
I mean,
that's the bad part about the delay, right? We kind of lose a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, it is what
y'all.
it is.
We've only got 3 votes so far.
So while we wait, sorry, I didn't mean to cut. I didn't mean that, Becky. What was you were saying? Oh,
no,
just encouraging.
Whoa.
What kind of democracy is this? I mean, it's one where I'm lobbying for a certain answer. Okay, call out. I just don't want Rob to win.
Oh, that's so mean.
Your notebook's labeled for passwords. That it's funny, John, that you say that, but I actually have a story, true life, where a controller at one of my previous companies actually they left their notebook down in the main lobby of the office building, and within that notebook it had all of their username and passwords for all the bank login information for the organization. And you know who found it? Our CISO, our security professional, found this notebook, and she decided that she was going to take that to HR and say, this is a very bad compromise. And she wanted to make a stink out of it. And she got in trouble from HR because she was being a little too heavy-handed about that accountability. So, I mean, it is what it is, right? Wow. But yeah, so next week we will have we're going to have the SME IT trends survey that went out last quarter, or this last quarter. We're going to have Tom Bridge here next week talking about the SME IT trends. So if you are going to be around for next week, then come and hang out and talk to myself and Tom Bridge as we go over the SME IT trends and talk about the cool things that are happening in our trend report that we do. So, and that wraps up that time. Rob says, I go full alchemist on my notebook, top secret, important, and filled with copies of recipes from the World of Warcraft cookbook that uses a cipher to decrypt my logins. You would. Where's my cipher? I have a cipher somewhere. Alrighty. And the winner is John with the you slap a top secret sticker on that notebook, right? So John, I think it's John Wiley, if you are in the JumpCloud Slack lounge, feel free to shoot me a direct message so I can get your email address and your full name so I can send you a gift card. Otherwise, I will find your email from the registration here on Crowdcast and we'll go from there.
Nathan says we should debate Mac versus Windows. So what is this? Hi, I'm a Mac. And then you're supposed to say, hi, I'm a PC. And then we're supposed to debate.
Hi, I'm a Mac. I need an update because I have a new operating system again this year. Windows. Okay, I'll wait. Mac. Oh, I crashed. Windows. Oh, me too.
Exactly. Blue screen of death. Well, that was quick.
What is your Windows operating system called? 11. What is yours called? Ventura. Good talk.
All righty then. Because I'm Ace Ventura.
Did I just have a debate with myself and lose somehow? I don't understand how
I
that
think you did.
Anyways, all right, some quick links before we let you go. Join the JumpCloud community right there at bit.ly/JCCom. You can come hang out at the meetup at bit.ly/JC meetup.
Oh, because if you think this is fun, wait till you attend a meetup.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we had a conversation about the genesis of arugula one time in the meetup group. All right. And you can also come hang out in the JumpCloud Slack lounge at bit.ly/JC Slack-lounge. So thanks everyone for coming by and hanging out and having a good time. And we'll see you here next week. And yes, John, sorry you missed the boat on animal backgrounds with Mac OS Ventura. So take care. Cheers.